Hello, everyone. It's Tammy with Aortic Hope, and today we're doing a live that will cover the week of May 2nd. I'm so glad that everybody's joining us today. Don't forget to click and subscribe to our Aortic Hope channel so that you won't miss anything. I don't think anybody's live with us today, but if you see this in the next couple days or the next couple weeks, whenever you watch it, if you have a question or a comment, if you leave your question or comment, we will make sure that we answer you. So let's get started. It's Medical Monday that we're going to start with. So today is Medical Monday at Aortic Hope. Many of us have secondary illness to our aortic disease. This can include migraines, exhaustion, PTSD, and etc. In recognizing May as Mental Health Wellness Awareness Month, it's important not to hold back. On social media, we post what we want the world to see, not necessarily the real us. Make yourself known. Post how you feel and don't hold back. If you're happy, shout it out to the world. If you feel terrible, shout it even louder. There are never any judgments here. As written in The Mighty by Aaron Migdal, the article titled 18 things people with chronic illness want to post on Facebook but don't. The idea of how hard it is to balance sharing the truth and need to reach out for help versus sharing an idealistic life is very difficult. There's always a question for patients and survivors that if we share the good moments, people question how ill we really are. And if we share that we aren't doing well, others might not know how to address it. And here's a quote: to educate, my thing's not moving. Okay, hold on. To educate healthy people about the challenges their chronically ill friends are really fighting, we ask our mighty community to share a Facebook post they want to write but didn't. These honest posts may not be what's typically shared on Facebook, but if you're not chronically ill and have a friend who is, this may be what they are secretly dealing with. Reach out and let them know that you support them. So when I took a look at the article, there were a few things that people did have to say. They posted 15 posts that people with chronic illnesses wish that they could write. And one of them was, just because I share my medical challenges doesn't mean I'm looking for sympathy. So if you have a friend or when you read things on Aortic Hope and they're sharing about their doctor's appointments, they're not necessarily looking for sympathy. Another one says, it takes me at least 3 days to recover from a social event. And they would like to say that on social media when they show the wonderful event they went to. What they don't show is the 3 days they spent recovering. And the third one was, don't demean me for declining an event. So that was just 3 of them. So now let's move on to the next one, which is Power and Strength of Emotional Grit with Jennifer Fern. So I was able to hear her speak at when I was in Minneapolis for a symposium, and she was a wonderful speaker, and she's actually going to be doing an event for us. I think it's on the 27th, June 27th at 7 p.m. So she wrote a book, and we are very excited to bring you a wonderful event called Power and Strength of Emotional Grit with Jennifer Fern. Jennifer's incredible speech at the Rock from the Heart Symposium was so impactful and represented how all of us can take our hardship and work towards changing the narrative to lead a more grateful and blessed life. So you can join us right here on the YouTube channel, and you can ask questions and leave comments, and we're also going to be doing a giveaway. But most importantly, Jen has generously offered the Aortic community a discount on her book titled Greater Than: The Power and Strength of Emotional Grit until the end of August. So you can purchase her book using this link right here and enter the discount code to receive your $5 discount. Excuse me. Jennifer Fern is an author and keynote speaker from Spring Park, Minneapolis. She received her BA degree from the University of Minnesota, Duluth, and the MBA from the University of St. Thomas. Through a medical scare in 2016, she learned that courage doesn't need to be the absence of fear. It can be a feeling of afraid and being able to persevere anyway. Excuse me, I need a quick drink. Her uplifting message of hope and emotional grit has been heard by people such as patients, survivors, caregivers, students, and business professionals as they face adversity and seek ways to reduce stress. And her book is titled Greater Than the Power and Strength of Emotional Grit. So, sorry. So I did hear her speak and she was wonderful. And I think that anybody that can join us with that will really enjoy it. She's very personable. She's very easy to talk to, and her story is incredible. And her the way she does flip the script is very interesting. Okay, I'm going to take a drink before I start this one. Topic Tuesday. So we're down to the nitty-gritty here. So today is Topic Tuesday of Aortic Hope, and this is why we're here with aortic disease. Having aortic disease can be very difficult to manage. Aortic dissection recovery may be challenging a lot of times. Can you imagine having aortic disease while living day-to-day with an underlying condition? As written in the Cleveland Clinic's website, titled Aorta Thoracic Aortic Aneurysm, information about the variety of causes of a TAA are. Thoracic aortic aneurysms are most often caused by arteriosclerosis, a hardening of the arteries that damages the arteries' walls. While your arteries are normally smooth on the inside, as you age, they can develop arteriosclerosis. When arteriosclerosis occurs, a sticky substance called, I've practiced this one, atheromatosis, plaque builds up, let's just call it plaque, builds up in the walls of the arteries. Over time, excess plaque causes the artery to stiffen and weaken. Your risk for arteriosclerosis increases if you are a smoker, have high blood pressure, have high cholesterol, are overweight, have a family history of cardiovascular or peripheral vascular disease. Certain diseases can also weaken the layers of the aortic wall and increase the risk of thoracic aortic aneurysms, including Marfan syndrome, Lewy Dietz, and other familial connective tissue disorders. Other non-specific connective tissue disorders, presence of a bicuspid aortic valve. That one has always surprised me when I learned that one. Infections, inflammatory disease, rarely trauma such as a severe fall or car accident can cause a thoracic aortic aneurysm. As you age, your risk of developing a thoracic aortic aneurysm increases. More men than women are diagnosed with thoracic aortic aneurysms and are often affected with the condition at a younger age. Recent research indicates that a substantial amount of aneurysms have familial patterns, are inherited from previous generations. It's important to tell your physician if there's a history of aortic aneurysms in your family to ensure that the best preventative screenings are completed. And then there's a whole article that you can read about if you click in our blog. If you have connective tissue disease, inflammatory disease, or any other conditions that may be contributed to your aortic disease, please feel free to share below. I looked and nobody really shared anything, but I know that this is a huge topic on all of our boards. I think the hardest part is when people are trying to figure out how to do the wait and watch. There's a lot of people that try to connect with others that are doing the wait and watch and how to figure out when your surgery should be, or even if you need surgery. I saw a question on there today with somebody that's doing a wait and watch, and she was asking questions about, she was feeling like she was not staying up with the latest information and the latest procedure. So she put it out there saying this was what her wait and watch condition was. And was there any procedures that she needed to know about that were new that she should be talking to her doctors about. And that's one of the best things about our boards, is hearing what other people have to say and learning about something that you didn't know about, because you don't know what you don't know. It's also a great way to look at other people's questions and take those questions, if they pertain to you, take those questions to your doctor. I love learning about I love learning the new terms new terms to me, because when you're thrust into this world, there's so many new terms, so many acronyms that you don't know what they mean. And by reading the boards, you can really learn a lot, which makes it easier to talk to your doctors. So that was Topic Tuesday. I hope you learned something with that article. Okay, what's next up here? Gotta make this go away. Okay, Cinco de Mayo, yay, a fun day. So Cinco de Mayo, why can't I get, if you haven't noticed, my mouse is not working and I couldn't get it to work. So now I have to do everything the hard way. And even though I learned a few tricks, they weren't always working. So Cinco de Mayo, I hope that everybody had got to step out of their regular mundane doctor's appointments and medicine taking day and enjoy themselves with Cinco de Mayo. So Cinco de Mayo is also called the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla. A holiday celebrated in parts of Mexico and the United States in honor of a military victory in 1862 over the French forces of Napoleon III. And hopefully you were able to join the bingo event that night. I know we had a great winner. I'm the one that is going to be sending out. I think she picked one of our help belts, so I'll be mailing that out. If you weren't able to join on that night, hey, we're going to have them again. We have some great events. Cinco de Mayo was just one of them. It's a great way to just, like I said, step away from your daily routine, think about something else. We do those. We do some paint nights. We do ladies' nights where we wear masks and play some games. So I hope that you can join us for some of those. Watch our events calendar. And Feel Good Friday and National Nurse Appreciation Day. I know we have one person on our board, Betsy. Her daughter, Kristen, is a nurse. So I'd like to yell a big thank you to Kristen from all the people on the board. Thank you for your service. So it's Feel Good Friday and National Appreciation. Friday was Feel Good Friday and Nurse Appreciation Day. We bet that when you think of a famous nurse, the name Florence Nightingale comes to mind. However, did you know that the first nurse to be professionally trained in the U.S. was Linda Richards? And I read a little bit about the article. It's very interesting. As stated in Wikipedia, Linda Richards was the first professionally trained nurse in the United States. Her experiences with nursing her dying mother and her husband, who died of typhoid. I think it was typhoid when I read it, who was wounded in the Civil War, inspired Richards to become a nurse. She was the first student to enroll in the first training school in the New England Hospital for Women and Children in 1872. She established nurse training programs in the United States and Japan and created the first system for keeping individual medical records for hospitalized patients. If you would like to learn more about Linda, you can read the article. It was really interesting. I think I took some notes about her, but she was really interesting. I know, I'll just share a fun story. My mom wanted me to be a nurse. The entire time I was growing up, my mom told me that it was a very noble calling to be able to be a nurse. And we lived in a small town, and the hospital in our small town employed a lot of people in our town. And well-respected people. So during 2 summers in my senior and 2 summers in during my high school years, I was a candy striper, not stripper, candy striper, and I had the little outfit, and I spent the whole summer at the hospital volunteering. And after the first summer, I came home and said, that's not for me. And she said, well, you're going to go back next summer and figure it out. And I went back the next summer and I said, nope, it's not for me. And I became a teacher. I was very happy. My mom was very happy with my choice as a teacher. But shout out to all the nurses. I did take a look at the comments from this post, and Karen Waymock, she wanted to say thank you, that she was a 30-year neonatal intensive nurse, and she wanted to thank everybody for having a special day to thank nurses. And she wanted to thank all the nurses who had cared for her husband. And then Kathy Jazik, she said she was a proud nurse. She's been a proud nurse for 45 years. So Kathy, thank you for that service. Allison Hodder, thank you for being a nurse. You told us that you had been a nurse for many years. And then Joanne Antel, she wanted to shout out to a nurse named Sheila on Nurses Day, and wanted to show her appreciation to her. I don't have any nurses in my family, but boy, did I appreciate the nurses that I've come across in I've had 2 open heart surgeries, and I've had several surgeries in the last 3 years, and I don't know where I would be without a nurse. And one of the things that I've learned is if you want to know about the hospital or you want to know about the doctor, ask a nurse and they will tell you. They know the inside scoop. So I've learned to trust the nurses, that's for sure. So here was the article. If I can get rid of this over here. But here was the article. There's some bullet points there. Yes, so at 13 is when it said that Linda Richards was inspired to become a nurse to take care of her tuberculosis, not typhoid. I thought it was typhoid. Tuberculosis claimed both of her parents. That must have been an amazing thing to have both of your parents be taking care of both of them. And then her husband was wounded, and she took care of him also. So thank you to all the nurses, much appreciated. Which brings us to Friday's fundraiser day. Today, so Friday, the first Friday of the month is always our fundraiser. And this month was the really great magnet that you can put on your car for a $10 donation, and I'll mail one out to you. The great thing about the magnets on the back of your car, it can start a conversation. I can't tell you how many times I've got out of my car and somebody has pointed to it and it's like aortic disease, or I just had a conversation with somebody who said, my husband has aortic stenosis. Is that the same thing? So I talked to her about how that fits into the whole spectrum of aortic disease. And she ended up, she was on her phone there. She's like, okay, well, tell me about this website. Tell me about this page that I can talk to other people about it. So, you know, spreading the word, spreading the mission. That's the whole point of all of our swag, whether you're buying a car ribbon, the magnet, or you're going to be wearing some clothing. I don't have my sweater on right now. I had it on earlier, but this is one of my favorite sweaters. It's a zippered hoodie. I take it everywhere. It's washed up really, really well. I love the t-shirts, and we were just talking the other day, like take a t-shirt to your doctor. What a great gift for your doctor for under $25. Take a gift to your doctor. And I watch, because on a lot of Fridays we do have the t-shirts. And if you go into the t-shirts on sale, and if you go into Teespring or to our aortichope.com, if you go to the website, you can see everything that's for sale there. So it's a great way to spread the mission. So Survivor Series on Saturday. So on a lot of Saturdays, we do the Survivor Series, and we talk about being a shining light and a shining star in someone else's life, and this is so true. So the community really wants to hear from you. On certain Saturdays during the month, we will share stories from survivors or caregivers from the aortic community. Be the shining star in someone's life by submitting your story of survival or caring for someone with aortic disease. It made me feel so much better when I read other people's stories. Sometimes I was like, wow, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. You can always find somebody who's had something way more than what's happened to you, or you feel a connection because they experienced the same thing and you're not alone. But by sharing your story, you can really make a difference in somebody else's life. And it's such a small thing to do. And you don't have to study for it. You just tell your story. So we really want to know about the symptoms that you experience and the process of your diagnosis. Were you misdiagnosed? Did your hospital figure it out right away? Did you have information because it was in your family? We will be sharing your video or blog with the Think Aorta US and use it as a tool to show emergency room physicians and first responders why it's so important to think about aorta. If you would be interested in your story and sharing your story, you just go to the form. It's right there. If you've already participated, we have a series. We haven't been able to get it up a lot because we need more help. If you want to help us, if you're really good at anything with the computer, this kind of stuff, we would love for you to jump on and help us out with our platform here. But the Where Are They Now series. So if you've already shared your story and we would like to know what's happened to you since then. Are you with the same doctor? Did your diagnosis change? Did your prognosis change? Did your medicine change? Why did you change your medicine? People are interested in these kinds of things because they're talking to their doctors about this. The Aortic Hope Survivor video and blog series form allows Aortic Hope to collect basic information for Survivor Series videos and blog participants. This information will not be shared with anyone except the Aortic Hope administrative members. Videos and blogs submitted to the Aortic Hope are used solely for the purpose of sharing with others, and no monetary payment will be made. So just help out a fellow aortic disease member. We would really appreciate it. The Kentucky Derby, did you guys watch? I watched. It was amazing. So this was our Saturday. This was our Saturday blog. So Saturday was the Run for the Roses, the Kentucky Derby. Aortic Hope had a contest, and they wanted you to come up with some creative names for the racehorse and then submit them. And on Sunday, we had a drawing for our virtual derby, and we chose a winner. So I have the names. I'm going to read the names out to you of our horses. And we had Aorta Win, Arch Nemesis, Dacron Demolisher, Speedy Stanford, Swift and Stitched, Accomplished Aneurysm, Zippy Zipper, Grafted Greatness, OHS Winner, and Heart Triumphant. So here is how they came in the running. So honorable mention, the horse was Arch Nemesis and the jockey was Chris K. For the most creative name, the horse was Heart Triumphant and the jockey was Nikki Matezi. Let's go with that. But the winner of the Kentucky Derby, the racehorse was Dacron Demolisher and the jockey was Karen Petrozzi. So there you go. Yay, Karen. That was fun. It was fun watching people come up with the names. I did save something about, I just thought that the story behind the horse that won is so amazing. So I did save a couple of facts about this horse, and I'll read just a couple of them here to you, as I think it can speak to us of things that have happened to our life. So it was an incredible race. So Rich Strike won $1.86 million. He entered the race Saturday, 30 seconds before the deadline. So think about it, 30 seconds, his life changed just the way ours did in a 30-second decision. He only got to the race because the 20th horse had scratched. He started in the worst post position on the outside track, kind of like us running, running this marathon of recovery. He had to make his way through the field of 19 other horses. He was all the way in the back. His jockey had never been to the Kentucky Derby. His trainer had never raced a horse at the Kentucky Derby. And his trainer had also tragically lost 24 racehorses in a barn just a few years ago. So this was the story behind this race, and his owners and everybody associated with, they had a lot of grit. So it's kind of like us. And where's the next one? So share with us. Hi, Karen Dillon. Somebody came to join us. I'm so happy. Thank you, Karen.
She said, great job, Jen.
Thanks. Because I just lost what I was looking at. Okay, so Aortic Hope wants you to celebrate your birthday by having a fundraiser. Birthdays are great to celebrate, but you can also celebrate your aortiversary. So if you do decide to do this, it's really easy. You just go into Facebook and you just say that you want to have a fundraiser. You fill out the information and everything is automatic. If you're doing it, let us know so we can thank you on the post. We want you to know that any money that is raised, all money that is raised, goes 100% back into our mission and our work for everybody that's a survivor, everybody that's a caregiver. Nobody on the board takes any kind of payment. We don't get paid. There's no salary involved in this. So if you have any kind of fundraiser, we really do appreciate it, and it goes right back into paying for postage, whatever comes up during the month. I'm not sure what this one was. I think I added something here. Yes. And I guess that's it. I think that was it. Let me check my notes and make sure I'm not missing any. Oh, the Ask a Doc. Every month we do an Ask a Doctor on it's a Facebook event. So this month it's on well, we don't do it every month, but I don't want to confuse you, but this month it's going to be on Tuesday, May 9th at 6:30. So what you do, you don't have to sign up for it or anything. What you do is you go to the Aortic Hope Facebook page and go down till you see Ask a Doc. The doctor's picture is right there. And all you do is type your question in just like you would for anything else if you were on a Facebook page. So you could say, what is a normal blood pressure? When should I become concerned? What are the side effects of this medication? Can I take this medication with that medication? What is this acronym? And he will answer it right there. So usually I think he's supposed to be answering questions from like 6:30 to 8:30, but he'll continue going until he answers everybody's question. And if he doesn't know the answer, he'll tell you. Sometimes it's not a question that he can answer without knowing more of your background information, but he'll give you the best information that he can. So that's it. I think I breezed through. We usually last until 4 o'clock, but we usually have more people that I can ask them their opinion, or we can give our experiences. So I guess we went much faster since we don't have anybody joining us today. I appreciate the chance to spend some time with you and share some of Aortic Hope with you. And I hope to, I'm not on next week. I might be on as a guest or a co-host next week, but there's a couple dates coming up that I will be doing them, and I would love to have people to banter with and talk with. So please come back. It's every Monday at 3 o'clock. You can jump on at 2:45 if you want to. If you want a link to join us, all you have to do is send us a message, and we'll send you that link. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it, and that's it.